Hello, everyone, and welcome to Ellyn with a Y Goes Live. Thank you so much for joining me. My friend, coworker, pal, Meera Patel is joining me later on the show, and she is the first pregnant person to join my show. Woo! I'm so excited. So I can't wait for Meera to come on a little bit later in the show, but I am gonna dive right in and set the intention for the episode this week. Something that I was thinking a lot about this week and talking in therapy, as you guys know, I'm very pro therapy, is just paying attention to your interactions with others, maybe considering where they're coming from and maybe reacting from. I think a lot of the times we are in a situation where we think that the other person is reacting or acting a certain way, and we're not necessarily considering where that motivation may be coming from or what their experience in life may have been that have brought them to this reaction. So just something that I was thinking a lot about is pay attention to how you're interacting with others, where your motivations are, and also how that impacts how you receive information from other people. I think we walk through our lives and we collect a lot of data and assume a lot of things based on that data, and sometimes we may be wrong. And I just think it's important to be aware of that as a life lesson, and just to be conscious of how you are when you interact with other people and how you're receiving other people's interactions. So that's my intention for the episode, and I want to dive right into hot topics, which obviously Super Bowl related, because that was like the hottest of the hot this weekend. I heard someone say that JLo and Shakira were the best athletes at the Super Bowl, and I concur. Like, JLo is 50, Shakira is 43, and they were performing this incredible, just, oh my God, I loved the performance. I loved all the music. I loved the ode to paying attention to America, Puerto Rico, the kids in like the makeshift like cages, and Born in the USA. It was just so powerful. And I do believe that they were the best athletes at the night. I'm showing a quick little visual of them performing at the Super Bowl. I cannot believe that they looked that good. JLo is like my inspiration for what I want to look like at 50. Granted, though, she's always had a great body, and I think Meera pointed out a really good point. Genetics plays a huge role. I'm gonna wager and say a lot of like doctored help in this vicinity, but I'm not afraid of that. You guys know I'm out here pro Botox, pro every type of treatment you could possibly have. I'm like, I'll do it all. That's why I really want to get like a really big just payday, so I could go and get all the treatments that I want and like see what happens. Like, I would love to be a Kardashian for a day, and I'd get every treatment that they get. I'm just trying to stay youthful and exuberant and have my skin still look good, and I don't want to like wake up and look in the mirror and just be like, oh no, what happened? That's why I think it's okay to get Botox, so you don't have to look in the reflection 10 years from now and be like, you didn't do Botox, that was a choice. I just made the wrong one. So that's my hot topic, which moves me into my what to watch segment of the show. And my what to watch is the Aaron Hernandez documentary, or docu-series, if you will, on Netflix. I was particularly interested in this documentary because I went to college with some people. I went to school in Connecticut, so I know Bristol, Connecticut. That's where Aaron Hernandez is from. He is a former NFL professional football player for the New England Patriots, and he was accused and convicted of murder. And this documentary shows the behind the scenes. It shows a lot of the courtroom footage. There was a lot of elements that led up to how and who he was in his life. He had a father, I think, that like put a very stereotypical male toxic masculinity ideal of masculinity on him. And there are some people that came out and said that he is either gay or bisexual. This is, post death. So it's kind of hard because he's not out to be able to say, he's not here to be able to say or defend or comment. But so there's that level of like what happened to him in his life and how he kind of was acting in his life or hiding in a way and couldn't live an authentic life if that's true. And then also he was being treated like a god for sports, and anything he ever did that was bad was being swept under the rug. And so it's kind of not hard to believe how he could come to a place of committing crime, although murdering people and then going on to play in a Super Bowl is very sociopathic. So it was a very, very good documentary. I just was very close to it and connected to it because I went to college up in New England, and people that I went to college with knew him or were from the area. So I was fascinated, truly fascinated by it. And his girlfriend to this day like sticks with him and stayed by his side and just like defends him. And I had no idea that the guy that he was accused of murdering was his girlfriend's sister's boyfriend. Maybe it was a crime of passion. Who can say? But it was really good. It was a 3-part documentary, and because I was talking about the Super Bowl and I was talking about football with JLo for Hot Topic, my what to watch is relatively football related. So then that moves me into my food for thought segment, which I don't even think you can tell because I am such a great actress, but I'm under the weather. I do not feel well. I have a little bit of a cold. And that might be because I jumped into the ocean on Sunday doing a polar bear plunge. I have now since realized that jumping into the ocean in the winter in just a bathing suit, like I wasn't wearing a wetsuit or anything, that's so dumb. Like, of course I was gonna get sick. What did I think was gonna happen? Like, I'm literally sitting here, I like can't breathe through my nose. What did I think was gonna happen? But it was for charity. I did it for Make-A-Wish. So I feel like it's worthwhile, except when I walked into Duane Reade to pick up some medicine, they all looked at me like I had the coronavirus. They saw me like sniffling and coughing and like going to the like huge section for Purell. Like it was kind of crazy, and I was picking it up, and the woman checking me out was like, here. And he kind of like pushed it forward at me. I was like, girl, it's not the coronavirus. I'm like, I jumped in the ocean. I'm just crazy. It's not like a real illness. I think doing like jumping into cold water or whatever, like cryotherapy is really good for you. But I was standing outside like wet hair on the beach for like longer than 10 minutes, which I feel like is asking for pneumonia. So fingers crossed. Then nothing happens to me. But I just think that the whole idea of jumping, like whoever thought, oh yes, let's jump into ice cold ocean. Like who thought collectively? And then I had a friend go, that's like some white people shit. And I was like, it kind of is. But I was like, let me amend that. That is some drunk people shit. Like truly, because there was a lot of drinking involved, which is probably why I stayed outside in the cold for too long. But it is weird. I don't really know why you would like choose to run into it. Like who thought like, hey, let's just run into the ice cold ocean. Here I have a photo of us all jumped into the ocean. But it was really fun, and I had a good time with my friends. And again, like I said, it was for charity. So I will take this illness. I genuinely can't breathe. It's all through the mouth. Which means that's the end of my food for thought. And that means I am bringing on my guest to the show, Meera, Patel, and baby. There you go. That was quick and easy.
I know.
She's so agile.
So excited to be here.
We see a little bit of the bump. There you are.
Bit.
Just a little. You're
yes.
so cute.
Big.
Yay. Okay, so Meera, you are the director of brand strategy
yes.
at Refinery. And I also am adding all of these titles because it's part of what I love about you. You are a sister, a daughter, a wife, a mother, a friend.
Wow.
I just like love seeing in your life and your social media like how connected to your family you are and how close you guys are. So I feel like that's part of your like titles of life is all of those things. So the first
so sweet.
So the first question I always ask someone when they come on the show is how do we know each other, which I kind of explained a little by saying you work at Refinery.
Yes, we know each other because we work together. We've worked together for what, 3 years?
Yeah.
2 years?
3 years.
3 years.
So long.
We're very closely together. I've been a big fan of the show for years. And I finally convinced you to let me on, so I'm so excited to be here.
You're so sweet. We were just like, I can't believe you're letting me on. I'm like,
because Ellyn has real celebrities on
the
show.
No. I'm always honored that someone would want to be on. If anybody that's watching wants to be on the show, and just reach out. Just like shoot me a text message, DM me. I'm always down to have my friends and people who care on the show. I love that. I want to promote all the people I know and love. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, so you are the first pregnant person on this show.
Yay!
That's very exciting.
That's surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like everyone in New York is pregnant all the time.
I know.
All the
that
time.
is interesting. Yeah, there was a lot of pregnant people at work for a minute.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, well, you're pregnant, so your husband.
My husband, yes. He's at home with our daughter.
Sharing responsibilities equally, as one should.
Yes.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, because you told me it's such a sweet story before we dive into talking about babies and motherhood. Yeah. I love your story of how you guys met and became a couple, because it's, to me, like the most adorable rom-com.
I feel like this is how people used to meet, like
back in the day.
Friends,
okay.
Right? So my husband Ashish, he's probably not even listening. He's probably not tuned in. But he and I grew up in Utah together. So there was only a couple Indian families in Utah. He happened to be part of one and I was part of the other. And we were family friends sort of, but we weren't, we didn't date until college. And so, he went to Penn, my sister went to Penn, and they're both older than me, and I would go visit her at school all the time. And she ended up marrying like one of his best friends, and so I would go and visit her, and we were like, yo, we're all hanging out, we might as well just like start dating. And so we started dating like post-college and on and off, and then finally we ended up getting married, and now we have this like crazy joint living situation where my sister and brother-in-law live directly above us in Williamsburg with their 2 kids, and our daughter, we all share a nanny. Like, we're all besties. Like, my brother-in-law is like my best friend. You guys have probably seen on my Instagram. I'm always like, hanging out. But
that's super sweet and adorable that you guys you're very close with your family. You guys travel a lot together. Yeah. You have your sister living above you in an apartment in apartments in New York, which is like, real estate's really rare to be able to be that close to someone. And it's your sister, and she lives above you. And it's just so sweet. Like the story, like my sister met her husband in college. I used to go hang out with them all the time at their college. I am not currently married and pregnant and living below my sister. So, it's just different strokes for different folks. I did not have that experience.
We definitely got lucky. I think my mom always insisted that we like hang out together when we were little. And my sister was not allowed to go on like a sleepover without if I wasn't invited. So,
oh, really?
So her friends are my friends, which she probably hates. But we've always just been like
sweet.
Obsessed with each other, and then now we have this crazy joint living situation.
I love that, but that means that all of your kids are going to be super close too, which is really fun. Just like the Kardashians.
Yes, we are the original Kardashians.
The original. I love that. We just
need more sisters.
I love that. So, so you're pregnant with baby number 2.
Yes.
So you already have a beautiful little girl at home.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 2. Yeah.
She's just about 2.
She just turned 2.
Oh, Serena. Oh my God, just like Stormy. So you guys really are the Kardashians.
Well, yes. Although, hopefully I'm not Kylie. I prefer to be more Courtney. But
are you? Kylie is the billionaire.
She is the billionaire.
Not that money's the only thing that matters. Okay, moving on. So I wanted to talk to you because when you were pregnant with Serena, we would talk a lot about at work things that you just felt like no one was talking about, being pregnant or having a baby. The one thing that I remember in particular was just about how I didn't know, and you told me this, that women like forget the trauma of childbirth.
Yes.
I didn't know this.
No one talks about that. It's insane. Everyone says that it's like the most beautiful thing in the world, and that you're glowing, and that you're happy, and you're beautiful, and you're having sex, and you're like just like basking in the sunshine of motherhood. It's not true.
No.
No, you're in pain, you hate your spouse, everything's bleeding, everything aches, everything hurts, you're like figuring out this new identity of crazy hormones, you're like leaking. Oh, it's the worst, but then something like biologically happens where you completely forget, and then you do it again. You get pregnant again, and then you get pregnant again, and then again. It's like we're programmed to forget the trauma. Do you feel like there's certain things about your last pregnancy that you just like don't remember very clearly? Yes, I don't remember it. Yeah, well, sort of. Okay, I think you remember a little bit, but the trauma of the actual pain, the trauma. You can't remember. You're birthing a human being out like from your body. It's intense. Is so wild to me that it's just like your body's programmed to not really remember the trauma. Yeah, and then it goes like right back, and then you do it again, and it's like insane. Oh my gosh! And I just find it fascinating. I think maybe because I'm on the precipice of like deciding if this is what I would want for myself, that's why I find it so fascinating. Yeah. And also,
I feel like I'm in a wave now where there's like people having babies around me. I'm in an age where it's like, oh, people have babies. Like,
yeah,
great. And it's just really interesting how you talk a lot about the intersection of your identity as a woman, as like a partner, as a working person, and as a mom, and how there's been like a cultural shift between what used to be with, you were talking a little bit about how our moms maybe were stay at home or did stay at home, and there was like not as a shame around it as there is now if you wanted to stay at home. You talk a little bit about how you feel like that shift has happened.
Yeah, I think it's weird. I mean, we were talking about this before we came on the show, but it's like our moms, for the most part, were shamed for having careers, and they were said, you know, you should stay at home and be a really good wife and be a really good mother and cook dinner and have it on the table. And now I feel like the exact opposite's happening. And if you're a mom and you're only a mom, well, you're not doing enough. Like, why are you not training for a marathon and president of the PTA and have a side company and like have a blog and then be on a show and do all this stuff? And it's like, you can't win. You really can't win. You're never doing enough either way. I just wonder how the pendulum has completely shifted from, you know, you're doing too much to now you're not doing enough, and how that's going to shift in the next generation. That
is pretty wild. Like, you're expected to be able to take on so much and raise a child and have a career. Or
you feel guilty if you're not constantly like on the go. If I'm not like, oh, I'm starting this company, and oh, I just launched this business, and oh, I'm training for this, and oh, I'm doing that. Like, you definitely feel guilty for literally just making it through the day, which you shouldn't.
Exactly. What are some pressures that you feel that like perhaps like pop culture or social media are putting on moms today?
I think it's that. I mean, I think of like Chrissy Teigen, for example, like always at an award show and looking beautiful, and she has her cookbooks, and she has like all these modeling gigs, but then she's also like with her kids, and it's like, oh shoot, I need to be doing more of all of that stuff, and constantly be posting and constantly be talking to people about all these different endeavors that I want to do. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to sit in my sweatpants at home in quiet and silence, right? And like, you can't do that. But I also respect that she keeps it real, and she tells you like, my day is insane, and I have these crazy kids, and you know, some women lie to each other. We all lie to each other.
Yeah, I know. But do you feel like that's happening even more so in like the mom community?
Oh yeah, we all lie to each other.
Really?
We all lie to each other. All day.
Wait, how?
Not everything. We lie about how much sleep we get. We lie about what happens in the morning before we get to the office. We lie about how much we love our spouses. We lie about how much we love our children.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we all do, because you kind of have to. Society makes us feel so obligated to be perfect and flawless, but also flawed enough where you feel real, that you can only share so much, but you still have to be sharing something. It's crazy.
That is so interesting. That's like, you can show how wild it is, like having a kid, and sometimes the tizzy and insanity of what's happening at home. But then if you're sharing too much of that, is like, am I showing too much? Are we too much in a tizzy? Right. Like, that is such
like
a
Al
pressure.
Baldwin's wife, what's her name? Hilaria Baldwin got so much backlash for posting stuff about her miscarriage, but at the same time we're telling women, be open about your miscarriages. Yeah. And we're like, wait, are we allowed to talk about it, or are we not?
Wait, that's so interesting. What was the backlash?
That she was posting about it too soon. Too soon. She was like, she was like 6 weeks pregnant, and she was like, I'm pregnant. And we're like, we're not allowed to talk about it, but at the same time we're telling women, talk about it. So are you supposed to talk about it, or are you supposed to not?
This is the thing about like regulating what women say, and I feel like we should just allow open communication. Right. And I just think that a lot of times on social media, and people feel really confident behind a phone or on their, you know, with their thumbs typing, texting away. It just seems like, I don't know, I live by like, if you don't have anything nice to say, like, don't say anything. Or like whisper it to your best friend. Right. Like, if you don't really have like the nicest or kindest thing, like, you can't, no one's a saint. You know, if you don't really have something like that great to say, don't like go out and put a megaphone to it. And also don't try to like put or paint people into a corner.
Totally.
To make them feel bad about how they feel.
But then we tell people to be themselves. Yeah. So if what you have to say is negative, you're still not allowed to say that either.
Because you're not being yourself.
Yeah.
So that's so tough. It's a tough job, but I think that there's obviously some fun aspects to it.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. What are some
Everyone
of the...
have as many kids as you. I I'm just kidding.
What are some of the best, like, what are some of, like, the moments that you just kind of sit back and you're like, I'm absolutely doing the right thing. Like, this is a good thing.
I mean, anytime you see your kid thriving or learning something new, anytime Serena does something that I can see that she's trying to do, it's something as simple as like putting on an outfit by herself. Like she'll struggle, and then she'll do it. And your heart, you're like, I helped you get there.
Oh.
It's so rewarding. And then there's moments where, like, I remember singing to her one night and she was just staring at me. And I was like, this is like love. This is true love. Like, and it was so emotional because like she was literally looking at me and I was literally like just singing to her in the dark. And it's moments like that where you're like, oh, wait, I want 1,000 of you. You're the best. It's the purest form of love.
It's so sweet. I feel like I'm very fortunate. I grew up with a lot of babies around me, all my aunts and cousins. Like, everyone was having babies. And I think babies bring so much light and fun and joy. We have a new baby in my family, Aaliyah. She was on the show here.
Oh,
yeah, she was on for
the
Christmas.
best. She's beautiful.
She's so cute. And I just think babies, I think they kind of, like, help put things in perspective. And I also think that, like,
absolutely,
the idea that this person, you're raising this person in their movements and thoughts and their everything you help to create.
Yeah.
I talk a lot about that with my mom. I think my mom was a really good mom. I mean, I'm not biased. I think that I think she did a really good job, and I think she has a really good job of like articulating how she feels about parenting and helping, you know, raise kids. And I think that, like, I'm sure that your mom also talks a lot with you, both of you and your sister, about like, how did she raise you guys, and how do you raise like successful, fully functioning adults? And it's like, my mom always says you do the best you can, and then, you know, your kid goes to therapy and then they figure it out.
I mean, I think a lot about nature versus nurture, and, you know, you can only do so much, but you could still have a lot to say and a lot of influence. And I always think about, okay, like, when you get home, put your phone down, like, just look at your kid, engage with your kid. But it's hard. Like, it's hard. It's 2020. We all have jobs. We all have, you know, things to do. And so there's always this pressure to be, like, the perfect mom. But you, as long as you're doing your best and you teach your kid good values. My sister and I always talk about, like, how do we raise smart, humble, loving, community-oriented, socially conscious children, which is like, that's a lot of words, and that's a lot of pressure to put on them. But it's like, that pressure, in a way, it gives you as a person and as a woman, like, it puts a lot of pressure on you to be conscious of that, and it makes you a better person. I mean, I think a lot of people say, like, as you get older, you get to give no fucks anymore. I actually think when you have kids, you get to give no fucks anymore. So you're like, I just have to do what's right for me and them.
For my child.
Them. Yeah, you know, all that outside stuff, it doesn't matter. You reprioritize like that.
It seems like that. It seems like you immediately just, like, decisions just change.
Yeah, everything goes through the lens of, like, what's right for them, and that's how you base every decision. And I'm not saying, like, every mom is like that. I'm just saying that's how my sister and I were raised, and that's how I think we're raising our girls and our kids. I
love that. Wait, so girls, so you've got another on the way. How soon are we to the due date?
Technically 5 weeks, but I think she's coming in 3.
Really? You think she's coming in 3? Oh my God, that's
everything
so exciting.
Hurts down here.
Really?
Yeah, everything's slowing down.
Really? So you can feel it. You can feel your body kind of like getting to that place.
You know.
Oh my God. I know. I'm so
excited.
Yay.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be overwhelming, but it's going to be amazing.
Well, because too, it's like you have 2 kids. It's like just you and your husband. So it's like man on man, I feel like. That's what I keep hearing in sports terms.
Yes, definitely in sports terms. I'm like, husband, you take care of Serena and I will focus on this baby.
On the little baby. Oh, I love that.
And we'll all come together every once in a while and then go in our separate corners.
Every once in a while. I love that. Okay, well, we're going to send you off with some fun.
Cool.
Have a little bit of fun before you head out. Okay. So, guys, I'm bringing back a game we haven't played in a while. Sweet. So, we're playing Incoherent, which means you have to guess what the word is or the phrase is, but it's spelled phonetically. Okay, ready?
All right, we may have to do practice round.
You're gonna read off of this card, and they're really on theme. Thank you, Catherine.
Pressed feet in. Wait, pressed feet tin?
Say it really quick.
Pressed feet in. Breastfeeding. breastfeeding.
Yeah!
Yay!
You got it! Yes, breastfeeding. So on theme with the episode. Yay! Oh my god, faster than anyone. Oh, look, now people are getting it.
Oh god, that's my husband. What's up?
Hi! Oh
Hi,
my gosh. We were talking about you. Okay, ready? Here's the next one.
Baby on Baby mana. Baby monitor.
Close.
Baby Anna.
Wait, say it. Try again, slow.
Baby Anna. Baby Rihanna? Baby.
No, you were close with the
I don't know. Baby mama.
Yeah.
Baby mama. Thank you.
Baby mama. Okay, well, let's do. Okay, what do we have?
Really bad.
These are really fun. They're so fun for everyone.
Real agents. Wait, real agents of goals. Real agents of goals. What?
Wait, try it again. Try it slow.
Wait, real agents sip goals? Real estate agents sip seagulls? What?
Wait, go slow but loud. Go slow.
Real agents sip relationship goals.
Yay!
Oh my god, I'm so bad.
Is that your sister?
Yes, thank God. Yes. Someone's helping me.
You guys would be really good on a team.
I'm really bad at this.
You'd be really good on a team.
Yes.
Okay, here's the last one. Let me see what it is. Oh my god, this is funny. Okay, ready? Here you go.
Birth control. Oh, birth control.
Yeah!
Everyone get on birth control. So get pregnant.
Yeah. You're like, okay, this is great, but be on birth control. Well, I want to say thank you to Meera.
Thank you.
For joining me on the show. Thank you, baby.
I've been trying to get on the show forever, guys.
Yes.
It's the best.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. And thank you, everyone, for watching week over week. You know, we do this live on Tuesdays, and then I post the full video edited on Fridays. I appreciate you liking and commenting on both Instagram and YouTube. It means a lot to see people go between the two platforms. Thanks for tuning in week over week. I hope the show brought a smile to your face. If you caught yourself smiling, I hope you can go out there and do that for someone else. I think that that's a really sweet thing.
Advice.
I think it's a sweet thing to be able to do. And I hope the show brought you a little bit of joy. And go out there and spread that too. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching. To subscribe to my channel, click here. And to watch more videos, click here. Be sure to like, comment, and hit the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video.
Sit down, choosing